So so backtracking just for a minute. So first now we have AI kind of taking over kind of, I don't know if you want to say like entry level jobs or something similar to like a fast food place.
Sure.
So say that's going to be the thing. So first they take over that. So all fast food is AI right now. Then what would be next? Like, because at some point I think that there may be a cutoff.
See,
You don't think so?
I don't.
Because what about? I don't want to jump too far ahead, but like, what about medicine? I understand that there are different forms of AI. So if I'm feeling ill, uh, what's the next step? I tell the AI, they're going to scan my body, or do I need to tell the AI I'm not feeling well, and these are my symptoms, and what do I need to do?
Well, I would say a couple things are going to happen. One, a lot of us wear smart devices like smartwatches and things like that that already read some level of biometrics, heartbeat, or maybe even blood oxygen level, things like that. The other thing could be things like there are sensors and stuff in cell phones with like accelerometers and stuff that can detect if you were in a car accident or fell or something like that. I think that those readings will get better. I think that if you have like smart home devices that are more or less like voice assistants, where like I can ask somebody, I'm not going to say her name right now, but to turn lights on and off. And I think that them listening to you, just sort of like how a close family member listening to you might be able to detect there's something wrong just in the patterns of your speech.
Okay.
And I think based upon all of that being analyzed by an AI, they may know there's a problem before you know it.
Okay.
And then at that point, it may even recommend or just tell you, you need to go to the hospital or something like that.
Okay. And then upon my visit to the hospital, I got to see the doctor.
I mean, in the future, might just be AI. I mean, if we have more advanced scanning abilities and things like MRIs and CT machines and X-rays and things like that, it might be AI. Now that's not around the corner. That is far off in the distance.
Right.
But I mean, that's even been foreshadowed in things like sci-fi. Star Trek had a holographic doctor. The Alien movies had a doctor that was a cyborg or whatever, or I guess you wouldn't call it a cyborg. You'd call it an android.
Oh yeah. I'm down with androids.
But I would say that up front, we may see what we once thought were complicated jobs that couldn't be replaced by robots or an AI will be. I made the example of coding. It doesn't necessarily have to be coders, but something that's happening right now is there are several AIs, and they do different things. They either chat with you or they can create art, like original art, or they could code, or I don't know. There's a lot of them. I guess I could list them all, but imagine, like right now, like if you needed a little bit of art for your website, and you were like, man, normally I'd go to an artist, and I'd probably have to pay them hundreds of dollars for this, but I can pay $10 to this AI and get almost as good. So right there, an artist has been replaced by AI.
Okay.
I mean, if you're not giving money to them anymore and you're giving it to something else, they're being replaced.
Okay. So I didn't want to jump this far, but if AI is going to be replacing things, isn't it? Well, let me phrase it that differently. Wouldn't that be the idea of, or wouldn't that be the goal? Is so like if for humans, if someone else is going to do all that work and Like humans can still be around. It's not like the AI is replacing us. We're still around. We're still reproducing. It's just we have a better life now. Like we can kind of like just kind of do our own thing because we don't necessarily have to like go to our factory to do this. AI is doing that. I don't have to worry about showing up at the hospital or paying these, I don't know.
Sure. And
different things.
just like any technology that comes out, society will evolve and adapt and use it. Like if we talk about a couple hundred years ago and we told them, well, in the future, nobody is going to do XYZ. And they would just think, well, then what do you guys do for a job?
Mm-hmm.
We do tons of other things that never existed. Computer programmer didn't exist 200 years ago. And then, there could be new jobs that pop up because we get to use AI.
Right.
And we just don't know what those things are yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to say this is going to be a pretty big game-changing event in that things are going to be different from that point on.
Mm-hmm.
And I think some things could be really fantastic, like almost straight out of a movie kind of thing.
I mean, we already have like autonomous cars.
Right? Well, semi-autonomous.
Yeah, okay.
But that's something that AI could fix.
Mm-hmm.
If we had a full-blown AI, in fact, they're kind of teaching an AI right now, like Tesla is, to drive their cars.
Right.
And that'll be, I remember years ago when they said, hey, cars are going to drive themselves in a couple of years. And it wasn't just Tesla. There was many companies saying it. And then as that time came about, people said, well, where are my self-driving cars? And they kind of all admitted publicly, you know what, this is a lot harder problem than it was that we thought it was to solve.
Yeah.
But AI could crush that in minutes.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. I mean, just imagine never having to drive anywhere.
Yeah.
Or
nice.
or there's no drunk drivers anymore because all the cars don't even have steering wheels. That would be awesome. Or I live alone and I'm always worried, like, what if I'm working on something in the garage and I get hurt?
Mm-hmm.
My options are like try to get in the car and drive to a hospital or call an ambulance.
You got to wait for them to show up.
Yeah, it would just be better to be able to jump in the car and go, take me to the hospital right now.
What would be even better is if you have AI at the home and they're able to assess your injuries and say, we can or cannot
Stop
fix
crying.
you.
Stop crying.
Yeah.
You're
yeah,
fine.
Yep.
Walk it off.
Yeah. You just stubbed your toe. Or assess your injuries and then, at the same time, like, oh, we can't fix that here. Load you into the vehicle and then the vehicle just drives you to where it can, you can be repaired.